Creativity is
This one's about getting
wandering through the epitome of existence. I'm gonna go where the words mean you right.
He sings a deep-throated songbird lullaby for blues and lightning.
This is Barley Rise! Both Khalif and I wanted to do the toast tonight, so we're gonna rock, paper, scissors for it.
2 out of 3.
And then we're gonna do it. Okay, go ahead.
Ready?
Okay, but okay, so
2 out of 3.
so I tell you what. So this is how we start. Ian's gonna start off our toast, and I'm going to close his toast with these words, right?
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Raise your glasses. It's finally time to drink some beer and let it shine. Cheers to you on this poetry day. Let's throw down some words and verbally play.
To joy and health, newness of rainbows, promise, give ear to words and spread good cheer. To hearts and growth.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, let's do some poetry. Oh. First foul of the night, and I'm not even drunk yet. All right, first up, coming on down, the very talented Steve. Steve, come on down.
Very talented, that's just nice words. Okay, this is a really very well prepared. I just wrote it at the bar. But it was on beer, and I thought I'd try beer and see how that works for writing. So, we'll see how it goes. Mount Eldon stands monolithic, bouldered, broad, yet minor compared to the San Francisco peaks, but monumental as backdrop to the mall and all the shining neighborhoods lining the foothills. I keep noticing it. It looms there as an intimidation, suggesting ascent. My awareness drifts to familiar preoccupations, but it keeps looming anyway. So, nothing better to do. I seek its proportions. I consider inroads. But there are few roads. So I consult maps. I drive adjoining neighborhoods. I find, close as I can so far find, parting of house properties. And I hike toward the west face today. And I get to the wilds beyond well-established trails. The boulders are structurally undeniable, solidly impressive, wonderfully real, climbable, huggable, high perches to view from. I'm closer today, and I will return. Thank you.
No, and here. No, you hold this. Here, take that. Hold that. Just hold it. So next was Eric. Eric, where are you? Yes. Oh my gosh. Eric has beautiful hair. Give it up for Eric's hair, everybody. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I'm sorry. It's true.
Thank you, that was really sweet. All right, I just have one very, very short poem. It's called Tree. I can feel it like some dragging tide or a slope, the green mood sliding back, slipping toward that thick black cancer, that sense of decay. Fallen autumn leaves on a cold summer day. Beneath my 2 feet, the colors seep down into the wet dirt. The pavement cracks, weeds pushing it apart. I can see the future of civilization there in the dandelions. My toes are roots, and I am a birch swaying naked. No wind today, nothing to bring the clouds, but the clouds came. Gray slogs slogging across the firmament. a high highway of sky, pavement, crows congregating in the buttresses and pavilions and dumpsters of the world. I can see tombstones in the tall grass, but I am a birch, and I cannot cross the lawn. Thank you.
Ian, what are you doing behind that bar, Ian? Oh, I think Ian's putting the pie-hole porter on. That's what he's doing. So we do have the pie-hole porter. Hey, Eric. Eric, come here, buddy. Come here. Come back up here.
Talk about my hair, so.
No, I didn't mean to embarrass you. I won't talk about your hair. I just could say this was your first time reading here, right?
Yes, and thank you to Hops, because Hops kicks ass.
Woo, give it up. Tip your bartender. And is this your first time reading poetry ever?
No, it's been many years, but yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I have more poems, but I lost all of them, so that was the only one I could find. I'm gonna write a poem about it.
One more time for Eric, everybody. Thank you, Sean. Good job. So good. And it's beer break. All right, so we're both gonna introduce this next artist, right? Or no? Sure. Sure, because she's one of our favorite persons, and I don't know if we can say this, but we're gonna say it. But we're gonna say it. She says she's moving away, and we're gonna miss her, and I'm not gonna get emotional.
All right, so this is Lauren Hahn's last weekend up here in Flagstaff, so please put your hands together to a great poet, a good person, a beautiful lady, Lauren Hans.
Thanks, guys. Wow, it's been a really long time since I've been on stage, so forgive me if I'm shaky. Always. I've been unable to sleep without the taste of whiskey caught like bile in the back of my throat, and memories that hover like your name somewhere between my fingertips and the tip of my tongue. I swear there are some nights I think I can find you at the bottom of every bottle. You have become my drinking problem. I've been spreading my legs like Bible pages, trying to find someone who feels like you. But I'm choking on rosary beads that taste like the knobs of your spine. You've tattooed her name on the inside of your nightmares, and some nights every movement was you begging her ghost to let you go. She left scratches in your brain, and those canyons could only be filled by her echoes. The way you loved me was archaeology. In love with the ruins and what was not here, your fingers dug into me, searching for anything left behind. I have cemeteries behind my eyes and coffins under my tongue. You are my ghost, running through me like Jack, and I can still taste you. I wonder if you were always drunk, so my lips tasted like whiskey instead of the absence of hers under yours. Today, I wanted to name my cancer after you. So when they cut it out of me, there will be the removal of you. I can stop the spread of you through me. For me, home was spread of Milky Way paint splatter freckles across your back, and you resided in the gap of her teeth and her hair on your pillow. The ashes she started in you was metal and microwaves, and she was your lightning rod, and I was just sparks off your cigarettes as you flicked them. I swear I left my heart in your chest. Mine has a Tin Man echo that sounds like your name. Tonight I will drink too much and think of the moon dust on your mouth, remnants from your astronaut prayers. And tomorrow I will lay in bed for hours, realizing I have phantom limbs because I can still feel your arms wrapped around me. I am taking myself back. My life is a list of lovers separated by ellipses, and I'm strangling on the pauses between the pairs of hands. I am burying you in my graveyards, washing my sheets and parts of you away. I'm traveling, leaving behind coffins and lovers, bringing along typewriters and memories, and maybe a bottle of Jack for the nights I need to remember forgetting you. Thank you.
more time for Lauren Hans. Everybody.
All right, coming on up. David, come on down. David! Woo!
Okay, so I have a haiku. It's not particularly artistic. It very much relates to the shirt that I'm currently wearing. So here it goes. Russell Wilson wins. He beats the 49ers. Seattle Seahawks.
Well, that was fantastic. And I'm not supposed to get political or anything, but I agree. I'm actually just okay with the Niners losing. All right. That was beautiful, beautiful. All right, so David, thank you for the very second sports poem ever read at Barley Rhymes. That was very awesome. That's fucking so good. We need more of that.
Oh, everyone, welcome to the stage, Mr. Jeremiah. Jeremiah, where you at, buddy? Here he is. Come on up here. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So this is my first time reading a poem to anyone, really. And it's a short one, thank God. She dipped her lips in a vintage fashion, befitting the wit of her attraction, posing in place, concealing her passion, from suitors unfit for her abstraction. Like an assassin with glares of contempt, she contented herself with supplement, for striking his gab of any assent, and sending him off in grave discontent.
So Ian's busy, so you get to get me again. Usually it's Ian right now. Jeremiah, that was your first time here. Was that your first time reading?
Yeah.
Oh, come here, Jeremiah. Good night. Oh my gosh, it's my lucky night. Wait, say that again.
I'm also a virgin.
A what?
A virgin.
A what?
Yeah.
No, everyone, so come on. Give him the virgin clap. Everyone give it to him one more time. That's for you. They like you. They really like you. So what made you write or get interested in poetry?
I started reading Shakespeare about a year and a half ago, and I was really enamored by everything he was doing, so I wanted to see if I could do the same.
Nice.
I don't know if I can, but I'm working on it.
Doing good.
Yeah, one more time for Jeremiah, everybody. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting us deflower you. Yeah. And I'm not even going to say my political stuff about Shakespeare right now because I tend to piss Ian off. Give it up for women right now, everybody. Yeah. Look, all the guys, quiet. Don't be saying that, man. Don't be saying it. It's a true story. So, hi, take it away.
I loved you with the cadence of that first summer storm. Like a tequila shot sends warm sliding to your bones. The drip drip of my heartstrings pulled me to your center. My finger on the fucking trigger, you shot me dead. When I never wanted to let you in. And you never wanted to fall in love, but I don't ever think you did. The proof isn't that gold and diamonds aren't worth their weight to you. I should have known when you shattered every piece that I gave you that you would break me too. You were my sun. And I ran laps for you in the solar system. You were the shock to my nervous system. And when the eclipse hit, my solar plexus detonated and the fragments are still spinning somewhere. They warned me about you. But I trust warning labels like I trust greasy politicians and the Surgeon General. And I hold trust dear to me like you can hold water with splayed fingers, like you can capture the hum of a heartbeat in a broken bottle. I saved a bunch of them from the time we made, and when I finally smashed them, the burning of your poisoned lips left me like my light did. I'm still struggling to glow. I'm not made of time and lightning bugs, you know. Thank you.
How many people like people who make beer? Yeah! There's a guy down there named Ryan who is the brewer for a historic brewing company. Yeah! You should go down and shake his hand because he's a goddamn genius at his job. All right, beer break! So coming up next is Sky. Sky, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Sky is kind of really awesome. So here's Sky.
Like I'm super easy going.
Okay, I haven't read in quite a while, so this is kind of scary. There we go. Oh, whoa, it's quiet. Yeah, I haven't read in a while, so I'm just gonna go. She is dead, but never having lived, she doesn't know it, she follows me. Clinging like sweat-soaked clothes in the summer, everyone knows her. She is the past I was never really living at the tip of every tongue, making me cringe. For seemingly no reason, she was never here, nor was she there for me when I needed her. I thought that maybe if I waited long enough, her presence would become comfortable. I never did get used to her, though. I tried so hard. It was all a lie. I hate her. And she is not even real. She makes my nights sleepless, restless, because I'm always in bed with the enemy, and there's no longer a strategic advantage. I try so hard to get rid of her. Bound chest, impairing my ability to absorb oxygen, blue. Like the corpse of society would so easily let me become, but she lingers, ever present, in my small hands and my bare face. She is all that they see, even those closest to me. How is it that people continue to see what they want to on a good day? When I look into the mirror in the morning, I can't find her in my existence. Reduced to a sadistic game of hide and seek, never able to find what everyone else is looking at. She is so clearly there in the single second the average person spends determining who someone is at their core. She lives in my every moment, takes my place in family photos. I smile. Every time someone says, that isn't me, even though they won't sell me my cigarettes, she is dead. But never having lived, she refuses to acknowledge it, which is even more reason for me to prove to her that she's fighting a losing battle and I'm done sympathizing. And as long as I'm winning, one day, no one will even know that she was there. Thanks.
So Sky was pretty nervous going up here, and I think that was awesome. Does anyone else agree? Yeah. You should never worry about that again. That was epic.
Stay with me, but stay in front of me.
I want Ian to stay in front of me because I want to. I don't want to. One, I don't want to bomb the mic out, but two, I have on a lot of turquoise right now, so I don't want to like. Somebody told me I look like a Scottsdale woman. The turquoise.
No, you look like a Sedona woman.
That's horrible. The whole thing that my friends called me a woman is, you guy? Guy. It's the turquoise. It's the color. Saw the. So, ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a warm round of applause to the very, very beautiful Sarah. Sarah, please come on.
Yeah! Come on down, Sarah.
Okay, I wrote this poem, but it doesn't have a title. It's really short. It's not loneliness that frightens people. It's sharing company with your own thoughts. Because being alone is bad enough without an inescapable common thread. That's it. Thank you.
Everyone, give it up one more time for Sarah. So, Sarah, was that the first piece? Was that the first piece you've written?
Yes.
Wait.
It's the first one that I've written that I've shared.
So that was your first piece with us. So,
Yes.
can I call you a virgin?
Do it.
Do it. Everyone, give it up for the virgin, Sarah. And will you come back again? And Sarah, will you tell them where they can see you next? It'll be February 14th. Where? At where? Armadillo?
Armadillo.
Tell them. Armadillo Waxworks.
Armadillo Waxwork.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Say it one more time. Armadillo Waxworks.
Armadillo Waxworth.
Waxwork. Valentine's Day.
Waxworth.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
And yeah, so where are we going to see you again?
Armadillo Waxworth. On Valentine's Day.
All right, everyone. One more time for Sarah. Thank you, beautiful. I love you. I love her. I'm in love. I'm smitten. I really am. I'm equally as smitten with the next poet coming up. I guess I should just introduce him since I'm up here. I get smitten kind of easy, right? Everyone, give it up for Joe. Joe, come up here, buddy, and share some poetry with us.
So I'm going to read this poem that I don't particularly like, but I kind of enjoy it even though it's not right. If that made any sense at all. Do you hear that? There's the bass. Now listen closely. The raindrops in the puddle now. The wind blowing through the trees. Now are you listening? The falls clash like cymbals. Now hear the birds adding their voices to the harmony, building and building up to a fantastic crescendo. Now keep that music going in your head. Close your eyes. Feel the vibrations of that bass note still echoing in your core. Now turn your mind to those around you. I'm sure you have some image of someone here specifically, whether consciously or unconsciously. There is a logical reason why that person popped into your head and made you look. Now, can you still hear the music vibrating through your body with the intensity of an earthquake, echoing in a slot canyon, consuming every thought as you walk through the corridors of your mind? But did I lose a page? What the I think I lost a page. Isn't that just horrible? Police, did you rip my page out? You were the last one to touch it. Fine. Should I read another one then, since I can't finish that one? So I guess most of you have seen me playing with my wire thingies. Not like I don't hide it or anything. So I wrote this poem about that. That thing. I don't know what to call it. So, yeah. A three-dimensional graphic designing tool input into my brain by the optical information translators as they decode the waves of visual signals being transmitted through the space surrounding me. I feel the pieces melting and twisting together in complex patterns as the information is assimilated and saved for future viewing, then opening a series of windows all surrounding one space right in the middle that holds an assortment of tools and wires. I hit the save button and scan through a few sporadic templates until I find one that I like. Now, during this loading time of approximately 20 minutes, my hands prepare the materials that are to be reformed. Now, when those preparations are finally complete and I've finished having a sandwich, I begin borrowing first a quicksilver spiral from this window, then a weave from that, a few clips and twists and twist and twist, and a project and learning sequence has begun. Light a cigarette. Rotate. Now, add another section here for holding. Connect this piece here, tighten and turn. Some pressure, curve this one through. Now pull carefully. Here's the tricky part, taking this semi-chaotic spider web of wires and wrapping them around the most important essence of this creation, the sun around which those spirals weave their timeless net. Now all that's left is a little twist and add the chain and voila. Thank you.
Ah, I love it. Not only is that guy good at poetry, but he does some really kick-ass wire sculpture, jewelry, and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, go talk to him.
Coming up next, we have Jordan. Jordan, come up here, buddy. Help me out. Give it up for Jordan.
I'm going to turn this up just a little bit for you, okay? All right, test it out, guys.
All right. Louder? Is that good? It's good for me. Can you guys hear me? Should I turn it up louder? Hello, hello, hello.
I'll turn it up louder. It's okay, go. Okay, try.
Cool. So I'm going to do an old one, and then I'm going to do a new one. We'll start with the old one. I know that it wasn't a mere coincidence that you ended up here. I've been paying attention. I've seen each hand-picked item disappear from the shelves that we share. Seen you stealing sand from my hourglass only for it to slip through your fingers lost in time. But then your bags filled up, and you stumbled here. So why don't you unpack the bags from under your eyes, stay here for a while, and maybe we can rediscover the spark. We can close our eyes and drift, and in our slumber we can perform the ballet that we never could, of two independent droplets of dew coalescing to form one cohesive body. Wandering through the epitome of existence, meandering in and out of time, lost in circumventing circles, and as circles intersect, our fleeting minds can cross paths. Diverging destinies finally rest at ease, and the rest of these converge, so won't you please just tango with me, that beautiful step. And we can dance to the tune that resonates through my bones every time you give me the opportunity to play the harpstrings of your hips. Your siren song overtaking my ship, but I've seen the rocks of these shores before. The first time that I crashed face first into yours, the day that you invited me onto your beaches, the day that you shattered my sailboat to pieces, rediscovering the sand between my toes. I know. I miss it too. I miss the waltz, under incandescent light bulbs reflecting off naked eyes, skimming the blacktop like paperback novels romanticized, thanking God for every moment as Newton's laws spin you closer. Perfect balance like planetary motion, resonation like the sounds of locomotives, reciprocation like sitcom emotions, only to be brought to a screaming halt by reality. Distance is measured in feet, and it turns out that I don't have the right ones. And 2 left feet makes my 2-step more like 2 1-steps, but your feet are just right, giving you a perfect 1-2-step, and my 2 1-steps will line up with your 1 2-steps, but it doesn't matter how our steps line up because it's still 2 steps too far. But there's something beautiful in dreams. No matter how far my mind wanders, my body stays right here. So I'm not asking for 20 more miles because these soles are worn out. Instead, I'm kicking off my shoes and asking you to rest with me. All right, so I'm going to do one more. I got to read this off my phone, which is kind of lame, but I have 2 adopted sisters, and I wrote this poem for them. Dear sister, turn everything that you touch into a musical instrument and everything that you feel into a song so that you always have an excuse to dance. And when you dance, dance like the world is watching because they probably are. Find rhythm in every note struck in your heart, but never stray far from your 7-year-old philosophy scribbled in watercolor free. Love, hope, home. Use every flower that you see as a mirror because you are beautiful. Allow your feet to be swept up every time you turn your gaze to the stars, and don't touch back down until you've reached out and scraped the surface of the moon, because in the absence of gravity, you can really spread your wings and fly. But here on Earth, You will constantly be bogged down by broken bracing, fog setting, choking, chasing after a red, white, and blue dream that's never quite as colorful as it seems. But instead, shrouded in green and only produced in a factory downtown. Instead, close your eyes every time that the wind blows and feel it move you. Hug mom and dad every day and know that they chose you. Remember every scrape on your knees for what it shows you that time heals all wounds. So sisters, stand up, dance, shout, cry, lose time, fly, because you are loved. Sincerely, your brother.
Good job,
Thank you.
Eric, come on down.
Alright, I found another poem. I know I said I lost all my poems, but I found another one. Alright, this is called Santo Domingo. Alright. Sunday morning is a wet fog, smeared red with streetlights. Alone in a slow rain, a low cloud, oil-black pavement loud beneath tennis shoes. The shroud of wide black sky just beginning to peel up around the edges. Matchlight striking up yellow flint in the east above the trees. The silhouettes of leaves. The grass I come to is softer than the street. Imprints the fossils of my footsteps. A car passes dragging rain beneath its wheels. Its engine muffled, its headlights hemmed in mist. I curl up beside a low stone wafer that juts up rectangular from the wet earth. An epitaph, 2 dates and a dash between. Scattered rose petals, dark grass strewn about the ground, pressed in where I kneel down. Mine, wide dilated eyes, owl eyes. The time I couldn't recognize you because of your 2 voids I thought must be eyes, but couldn't be. They were so black and empty and your face so pale I forgot skin covered your bones. And those eyes only sockets and your name a distant thing that so many nights without sleep had erased. I unfurl myself and stand, awake and restless. The screen of spray and drizzle melts away into yellows and grays, and a silent litany of trees and grass, and whispering leaves. The graveyard washed across with light. That's it.
Is this not the cutest puppy? Say hi. Say hi. I seriously fell in love with this dog last week. I was like, oh, look, it's like the perfect puppy. Yeah. All right. So, puppy, you gonna help me? No, she's all acting shy now. All right. So coming up is one of my favorite persons and poets. He just happens to be my. What? This is not my dog, though.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
I can't, listen, it's like somebody's baby. Listen, do you know how people are about their dogs?
I just want to hold it.
No, because if this was my niece and my sister's like, here, hold your niece and do not give her to anybody, I'd be like, but she was a nice lady. She was a doctor. It was her birthday. I would still get my ass whooped.
Don't make me look like a jackass.
I'm gonna come off with you. Watch this. While we settle this debate, Ian, get up here and have a poet.
All right, so I haven't shared this one in a little while, so I think it's been enough time that I get to share it again. I am a little guy.
Really?
5 foot 6.5 inches of short. Thank you for noticing. By the way, that ½ inch is very important. With that and a good pair of boots, I could be 5'7" and then I'd really get the ladies. Because, man, when my game is on, you should see me. I'm a regular Don Juan DeMarco. I get so much. Wait, what? You can't find me? Try looking under your shoe. You know what? Sometimes I bake cookies in trees. In fact, Notre Dame got its mascot after seeing me at the end of the rainbow. And speaking of that, why the fuck is everyone always after me pot of gold? When clearly I'm broke. And it's not there anyway because it and my charms are caged safely in my chest. Which you'd see if you'd only look up. Because I'm 5'6.5" of fucking huge! Andre the Giant ain't got nothing on me. My hands are so big that pencils crumble in my fingers, and I've held lungs, hearts, and lives in their dexterity. My eyes are so big that I can only see hope, and I can always see dawn on the horizon. My mind is so big that it has to be free, and sometimes it wanders and doesn't come back. My heart is so big that I have to wear it on both of my sleeves that are so big on my arms that I can take or hold all of you. So before you look down to find me, look around you, because this hobbit-footed, Oompa-Loompa-looking leprechaun is living so big with a quill in his hand plucked straight from the ass of an eagle. That when I'm done living this giant life, I'm going to be buried under a pile of granite with 1,000,000 words to my name, and your name in them as a memory of how small the world can be. Because on this tombstone will be the letters BFG for this big fucking guy. Alright, so coming up is Shauna. Shauna, come on down.
Hi, this is my first time. Take it easy on me. There's no title for this. I can feel her clawing in my belly, screaming to be released. All vaginal orgasms and sweet cherry blossoms. My goddess, my woman, my me. So tasty, so sexy, so magically molten hot liquid living. God, how I want it. So humble and confident, this sidewalk glowing in my wake. See, I know what to do. I love that they stare, the warmth growing inside. Are you down for this ride? Won't you come love life with me?
For another performance, please lend your eyes and ears to Joe. Come on down.
What's up, guys? So, I think I'm going to read this poem because I don't know how long it's been since I last read it. But I find it to be a very emotional and personal thing, for lack of a better way to explain it. So, here you go. I cried the other day. The first time in 5 years that I've let the emotions building in my chest explode out like rock star seating at the fireworks, decorating a blue canvas with splashes of red and yellow and black ashes used to cover my face when I don't want anyone to see my thoughts. Burning blood to the surface of my cheeks, I felt every pain bubbling up and I combust. My body being engulfed in flames, the smell of burning hair reaches my nostrils as my skin starts to burn and flake off, leaving Tattoo-like scars imprinted on my skin, mapping my entire life, showing where I've been, even where I'm going, all the hardships and future lost loves. If only I could find a looking glass so I could peer through and find the big X marking that place where I'll find myself soaring with no pain to dull my jubilations, running towards a happy ending that I'm afraid will never come. Thank you.
The moment we have all been waiting for, many, many of you, I hope most of you, and perhaps even all of you, have put a word down on a paper, and that is turning into a poem that everybody wrote. And to present that to us is our very lovely, my brother from another mother, my twin, Khalif. Come on down.
So Ian's gonna start off and help me because this is weird tonight. You guys have been really wonderfully weird tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful weird is a good sign.
Wonderful weird. All right.
So Ian's gonna go until he decides to stop.
Okay. Wow.
And then Hannon was
That was happening.
I need to loosen up for this. He's
Yeah.
helping me out.
Stretch it out. Yoga. Yoga those pants. All right, so I had to gain the celestial nuggets to read this epic poem. In an English accent, I say to you, good show, old man. Because, word, yo. We got some big jerky up in here, and it's delicious because there's a leprechaun motherfucker sitting on this stage thinking about the divinity of all the words that are said in this house. So, as we think about the incest of Steven Sucks and some reverb that comes off your scrotum that tickles a little bit, you know, I say happy birthday.
And now I jump in and say, what the lump, it's going to be great, not gout. And I hope you all will go over and enjoy one of the stouts because yeast makes us rise and it's a wonderland of love. And though he said leprechaun, Newt didn't come out of his mouth and I was waiting for him to say it because it makes my scrotum tickle. And that's better than a shart. And it's also better than a tinkle. He said that I should also make sure I say the puniper nickel. And because I want you to know, this experience has been a hyperbolic, paradactyloid, plum delicious, vivacious evening. Thankfully, not, you want to say that? Because not a diogeneherpylcyphocrinobuloid infection. That would have just been flirtatious. And so now we flex our combined muscle and bid you all a fucking
good night!
Good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm Kevin. This is Ian. We are Barley Rhymes.
Barley Rhymes.
Everyone give yourself one last. Are you people still here? You ready to make some noise and get rowdy? Clap it up right now if you want to drink some beer and get rowdy. Yeah.